Sorry about that, Bruce.
All right,
Don't move it.
we are gonna call the Forestville Town Board monthly meeting to order on Monday, January 15th, 2024, at the Town Hall of Forestville. Call to order,
Roll call, Kevin Gillett,
here.
Larry Huber,
Here?
Jason Clauhouse.
Here.
Dina Schmidt here. I'm Ruth Kirscher, and Roy Engelbert is here.
Okay, thank you. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Verification of public notice.
Yes, it has been posted on the website and also on the town hall bulletin board.
Okay. Agenda, presentation.
Yeah, I make a motion, we accept the agenda as presented. I second that.
All right, I have a motion to accept the agenda as written, and a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, it'll carry. Approval of meeting minutes from December 18th, 2023 meeting.
I approve the third version. No, I make a motion to approve the minutes as reviewed and second that, as finalized.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry about that. Here I go
I
again.
have a motion to approve the minutes from December 18th and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. Treasurer's financial report.
Alright. So the cemetery checking perpetual care and savings is now in the money market.
Okay,
So that was all moved. So in the town checking, we have $1,693.14. The money market, we have $235,675.09. The LGIP general, we have $179,713.12. And the ARPA, we have $40,960.47. And the actual cemetery account, we have $14,133.65. And the fire department, escrow is $130,612.95.
does that include this final
No,
payment?
does not. I don't know if it's supposed to, or that's my question.
Yes, these
Yeah.
dollars are supposed to go into that fund, yes.
Okay, I will move them in there.
So that's 4,300 and 750.
So, the check that they gave me was $3,662.55. That's the check I got from them.
Oh, say that again.
Where is that?
$3,662.55 is the check that I
One more
received.
time.
From the Southern Door
3,000?
Fire Department?
Yep.
Okay.
$662.55.
So that's what you actually received.
Yes.
So, well, this was the final payment out.
Correct.
Yeah.
What they're
I
showing you
understand.
here is, this is how the dollars came in or what they were.
Right,
And then what was actually paid off of them. And then you took those percentages to the three townships based off of our percentages, and then that would be our total, and then each accordingly.
it's a little confusing when I first look at this, but I understand it. Okay.
Okay, I will move that into the
That part.
escrow. So that's right. Right now it's just sitting in the money market.
And you have no outstanding receivables?
Nope. Everything's
All right.
paid.
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read in a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. Public comment, do we have anybody online?
No, we don't. We are here, that's it.
Okay. Do you have anything right
Just I'll-
into public comment, or is this, do you want to get
We're
down?
about that.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. And we will move on to correspondence. Correspondence number A, or letter A, would be Lloyd Clark's petition for a variance.
So look at this, Jason.
No, I
This is
got,
my
I had it
copy.
on my
Oh,
phone, actually, I was
okay.
reading that on the way in,
Otherwise, you can use my papers if you want.
so I guess it's bigger reading.
Sure.
There's a lot of paperwork there.
Just kind of breeze through it more time.
I did talk to Monica a little bit about it. I just
I was
wanted her to
gonna ask.
review it. And she said, whatever the board decides, because it does have to go through the county also. But there's a lot of paperwork in there.
Well, in reference to what is going on here. First off, I think he upset them pretty much because of his little,
The way he did it.
that and that little shed, the little cart, or you know what I mean,
The
the
storage
storage thing,
unit.
yeah, and it's still there. And
It's still there.
I know he's turning some cranks, to say the least. As far as the building goes, in my mind, you know, get rid of the thing because the zoning clearly states, and it's labeled right in there. You can't have that,
The storage
the
building,
storage building,
yeah. That's a container.
but the garage, you know, cause it's like two separate issues.
Yes, there are.
So the garage, the lot is non-conforming to begin with. No matter what you do on that little lot, basically you can't even build on it because it's too small for
We
setbacks.
granted him a variance for that garage
The
originally.
one attached to the house.
Yes,
This is for that outbuilding sitting there,
which he rebuilt.
which he rebuilt,
See, I
correct?
thought he built it on the original foundation.
Yeah,
he-
sorta.
He did kind of. But, you know, there's these pictures on the backside. So it is still in the same location for the most
Mhm.
part.
It exceeds the original footprint.
Oh,
No, it's still the same.
Well, it's
20
a foot, yeah, same
Same
square
24 by
footage, but it's
24.
not positioned the same
oh, for
I think
goodness
it moved 3 inches.
or something like that.
So instead of being like this, it moved 3 inches like this.
Yeah, he lined things up.
And that's the difference.
That's,
Well, that's not a problem as far as I'm concerned on the
Right,
building.
right.
You know, so he's getting penalized already because he's gonna have, you gotta go back and get that permit. You gotta pay the double part of it.
Yeah.
He's gotta pay his attorney to take care of all this stuff. As far as I'm concerned, you're gonna get taxed on your new building. It looks beautiful,
It does,
way better than what was there,
correct,
to say the least.
right?
And as far as the punishment he's gonna get for doing what he did, that's gonna happen no matter what.
Right.
But as far as my opinion on your garage, it's the same size, footprint. So your wall is a little bit taller than I'm looking for that other little picture that we had of the very first building. That's really the differences as far as that goes between the two buildings. Right? Cause now you got an 8-foot wall instead of a
Yeah.
little 7-foot wall.
He just made it,
He
made it in our
much
old
taller,
garage.
yeah,
right? And it's all fine. The building itself is fine,
right.
but he didn't
He didn't do it properly.
do it properly.
Nope.
He didn't get his permit. And the container that is there, the storage container,
Mhm.
can't be there.
No matter what, he can't have.
See,
that
oh,
on
I
that
see, I thought the
property.
storage container was there because he moved his stuff out of the garage, put it in the storage container
Here we
when he
go.
put the new garage up.
No,
No,
that's what I was thinking was going on.
Right.
This is illegal to be here no matter what,
Mhm.
okay? It's not even an option. In any way, shape, or form, can he have that? It's right here in chapter 3. It point blank tells you, because he's general agriculture is what he is.
Yep.
Okay? You cannot have railroad cars shipping containers.
Mm,
It's a shipping container.
mhm.
mhm,
Can't tell us any other way. They physically got it pointed out. So it's two separate issues. This he's never gonna get away with. This has gotta go. And they're gonna fine him, if you read in here,
Mhm.
per day. I think it's going through its process of whatever here after that. Cause then he put it on this trailer here.
Mhm.
So he can move it, except right now because of the snow. But they basically put a seize order on everything. He can't do anything until this hearing is done, is kind of how I understand
I
it.
see.
But, so that's two separate issues. This, whatever, that really has not an issue with this board because that's the county's issue. And he's not gonna keep it. It ain't gonna, no matter what, that's gonna go. But as far as this, I don't know. I don't really see an issue, no matter what he was gonna do. He had the same footprint.
I think he improved the property. I mean, as far as that goes, I mean.
Yeah, because this is an eyesore. This is not.
Yeah.
And he's gonna pay more taxes on the nice building than he did the eyesore.
Yeah.
And he's gonna pay the penalty regardless for doing what he did, going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna, it's not like he's not going unpunished for what you did wrong. But as far as my opinion that we should make him do something or move it or whatever,
No,
I don't think so, in my mind.
no, it's okay, cause we've done that in the past. We granted him variance. That old garage was there when we
Correct.
said you could do this. He improved the property with that. He'll pay more money, that's fine. But that trailer there, the container.
Yep.
That's gotta go.
Yep, that's not our issue,
That's right,
because no matter what, right here,
right,
it's going to go.
Yeah.
That's not even a question.
okay, yeah. So what do we need to do? Just, complete the thing saying we agree, but the container has to go. Oh, we don't even.
We
have
don't
to
even,
trust
the
it.
container has absolutely nothing to do with us,
Okay,
but that's how zoning ended up
yeah. I understand.
getting in the whole realm of this
Yeah.
deal to begin with.
So then to complete this, we would support the garage, but not the container.
Correct.
So reason for the town's decision is the garage looks better.
Well,
Even if
first
it's a
off,
little-
the garage footprint never changed, and I understand what she's saying, it moved 3 inches one way, well, it moved back some too, it's irrelevant. If I was at a 24 by 24, it's the same size,
Okay,
it's basically in the same place.
so the storage container would have to be removed.
Yeah.
Okay. I can complete this and get it sent in to them then.
Do we need a motion on that in any way,
I
shape, or
would
form?
think
Or,
it'd be good to do it.
okay, I make a motion that, Mr. Clark's variance to have that garage where it's sitting, as far as the town is concerned. We accept that garage the way the new one is.
Okay.
The second,
All right, I have a motion and a second, to accept the garage for Lloyd Clark. All in favor?
all right.
Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, that will carry.
Should you have a motion to remove that shipping container or that storage container?
I don't know that you need that
That's just-
because it's the
okay.
county,
Just-
I mean, literally, right here, chapter
It's
3,
illegal, yeah,
it's, he cannot keep it.
okay.
It
I
is
will
not
just-
gonna stay there no matter what.
I'll put that was a board's decision. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And if it falls back in our lap, we're gonna fall back on this and just say, no, it has to go. You're under section 3.12 and 3.13, outdoor storage or junk material and accessory structures.
Okay.
Okay, item B, poll workers hourly wage rate. So
Okay.
Ruth, you had called and said that, several of the town clerks were kind of trying to get on the same page and,
Yes, they were doing a survey. Right now, we are paying our poll workers $12. Town of Union pays $12 for the poll workers, but 14 for the chief inspector. Clay Banks pays 10 across the board. Egg Harbor pays 16 across the board. Sturgeon Bay pays 15, and so does Gardner, 15. Now, since we have, I don't know if you just want to keep it the same, $12. I talked to Monica and she was happy with that too, but she said it's up to the board. This year we were supposed to have 4 elections and that's what we budgeted for, but now we're not having one in February. So if we would take that money, if we pay $14, $14, it would still be under the budget. If we pay $15, it's over the budget by $42. So if you want to pay $13 or $14, doesn't matter. Or if you want to leave it the same, it's no problem. I just wanted the board's idea on that, but this is what it's what it is right now. Clay Banks is the cheapest at 10, and there's one at 12 and plus the 14 for the chief inspector, and the rest are 2 of them are 15 and 1 is 16.
Do you have a chief inspector here?
Oh, you have to.
You have to, so then they get paid more than the others?
No, we haven't, no. They're the ones that do signing the papers
Right.
at the end of the night.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
I agree that it should stay across the board,
Mhm.
right? I mean,
Yes.
so
I
one,
do
it
too.
isn't like they don't have to go to any special training.
They're still here. They do have to go to
I
special
was
training.
gonna say, they have to have-
They're getting compensated to go to the training.
Yes, and that's coming up February 8th. They have to, I have 2 of them that are
I
going.
say, I thought there was 2.
So what would be the unified rate? I mean, for all the towns, if all the clerks got agreement, all the towns had gone in.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 towns that replied to this email. So it's 10, 12, 14, 15, and 16 is what they're all over the board here.
So and we're paying
12.
12.
There's like 3 townships that are doing 15.
Mhm, mhm. But if we go 15, then we're over our budget.
You could at least go in the middle of the road and go like 14.
Well,
Or even 13, if that's what you would think. Doesn't matter. There's none that are 13, or either 12, 14, 15, or 16. And this was a budget item. We didn't really talk about it at the budget hearing, but
well,
now that this came up,
because I'm thinking through, it's a separate rate that we've established for poll workers
mhm, mhm.
as opposed to the rates that we would pay for general labor,
Right,
which is 15.
15.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Would it not make sense to have a flat rate across the board for
Mhm.
all of those
Sure,
things?
sure. Mhm. If we go 15, we're $42 over the clerk's budget, which
That's,
it could be cut.
that's a guideline.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Right.
I would make a motion that we raise the poll workers rate to $15 an hour in line with our general labor rate.
Okay, that's a
I
motion.
would second that motion.
Okay, I'm just making a note. All right, I have a motion on the table to raise the poll workers rate to match normal labor rate from $12 to $15. And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Hearing none, it will carry. All right, any other correspondence, Ruth, that came in?
No, that's all that I have.
All right, item number 8 is going to be the Southern Door Fire Department report. I
didn't get anything either.
and then, is there anything,
My only question was, when did you get that check?
was before the end of the year?
No,
No?
Mm-mm.
I just got it last week. When did I tell you? I just told you that I got that
Friday, Thursday, Friday.
Thursday or Friday.
Hmm.
No, it was it was after the first of the year, but I think I put it in the bank last Tuesday.
Oh, well, but you got it right about the first of the year?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
it was
that's all
probably,
I
This
wanted
was
to
in the
know.
mail, huh?
yeah, it was probably in the mail. Yeah, and I only get my mail every 3 days, so.
Yeah, we haven't done it for
If that-
years.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah,
Checks in the mail.
Nobody wants
Got
to
it.
go to the mailbox.
okay.
We were hoping the snowplow would take it away. All right, Maplewood Sanitary District.
No, I
Do
didn't
we have
get,
any report there?
no, didn't even get a bill for them this month.
Okay,
I wrote a check though.
item number 10, cemetery report
Yeah, it's pretty dead up there.
and cold.
Stone cold then.
Yeah. All right. Item number 11, the broadband update. So do we want to kind of put these items all together in one, which would be the approval? Or we want to keep them all separate? Because they're kind of sort of,
Well, we have separate
Somewhat.
things to deal with.
right, but they're,
Well, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I mean, we got it broken separate things, but technically, as we talk, it's kind of all part of it.
All part
I'd like
of
to bring you up to the $42 million that we just had. That's all right now. I'll pass this around. We had a meeting last Thursday. Anybody zoom into the broadband meeting?
I did, at the very last minute.
I didn't pass it around. Oh, but the first go around was $42 million. And there was 124 applicants and they requested $221,616,000. As you can see, Door County and St. Croix County did pretty good as far as filing everything in, but I'd just like to bring this up to your attention, a couple interesting things. On this report right here, this is a list of who applied for the money. And number 7 down, it says Egg Harbor, Town of Forestville, and Town of Sturgeon Bay. That was AT&T. They put an application in, and according to Jessica Hatch, it's not gonna fly very far because it's not,
That's at 6 million or?
yeah, that was that $6 million one. That's not, it wasn't filled out.
Why would AT&T put down us?
Because in the northeast corner of our township,
It's
That-
serviced by.
it was serviced by them way back when.
Okay, but I got a question with that, because did they not say that if you get any monies from any other part of this, you are non-eligible for any other grants?
That corner would not be eligible. That's correct. If they get this.
You mean they'll break your township into a section?
It's a real small section, but you're right, yes.
Now, that's the capital projects funds. That's different than the BEAD funding.
Oh, yeah, this is completely different.
This was monies put in by the ISPs, not by the town.
Yeah, this is all, towns.
This was ISPs.
Yeah, this one here is strictly by AT&T, put all the money in there.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing it completely. It's nothing to do with the municipality. And just bring that to your attention. Then down there, number 20, you look at AT&T did another thing. They apparently in the village of city of Algoma, and they extended it down to the village of Forestville also. But they're trying to pick that up. And right now, the village of Forestville is served by Brightspeed.
Yeah,
So,
Spectrum Bright.
yeah, so that's a little bit interesting what's going on there. Sevastopol, that's their thing. They put that in. And you look down to Gardner, number 32, down there, Gardner. This is Brightspeed went in and said,
Yeah,
we're going to do the whole thing and we're not asking for any funds. The only funds they're asking for from Gardner was $26,000. And so they're, because they have a outlet on County Road C, they have a junction box there. So they tried for that whole thing.
and they requested 2,970,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. So that, whether any of these gonna fly or not, we don't know.
when is when is the 42 million getting awarded? That's like spring, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah, that's the first one in there, and it's sometime in May or June, you might find out about it.
That's,
And this isn't gonna hurt us in any way, shape, or form at all, correct?
No,
I just
no.
That's
wanna be-
nothing,
no,
nothing to do with-
clear that some knucklehead did something.
by the,
wrecked it.
by
That's
the,
the way.
yeah, nothing to do that.
Yeah.
Also on the phone with, Jessica had. Now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the current bead program. See where else?
Yep.
Under the current bead program in 2013, the FCC came out with a list of underserved and unserved locations.
Here, Jason, I got one for you.
And I don't have that list yet. Jessica first got that last Friday morning. And I guess it's in the hands of Zach Schwartz trying to clean it up a little bit. This is the list that they've been talking about when we went to the Brightspeed meeting with Zettel talking about, Zettel talking
Yep.
about cleaning up. Okay, this is, he would be cleaning up on this list. So right now, we have 424 locations that are unserved or underserved according to the FCC. Keep this letter because what it's saying here is that this is what the government, the first auctioning round will be for providers to build fiber to those locations, and those locations can receive up to 75% of the funding to build out those locations. Now, what happens to the other, technically, we have 627 locations,
Right,
E911, and that's what we went in with for our quote, was for the E91 locations.
correct.
So what we don't know is what's gonna happen at the, when we do get the Brightspeed allocation, that we don't know, but just interesting.
Well, when
I
we,
thought basically our entire section was underserved or none.
unserved,
They also narrowed it down to livable dwellings, like we talk about houses with
Mhm.
septic systems, just like we got for their garbage pickup. They're talking about residencies, is what they're talking about, not buildings or vacant land.
so according to this letter, they only are recognizing those
424.
424, even though E911s are 627. Yeah,
And my question to Jessica was, okay, they're gonna find some mistakes on this 424 locations, you know. They're saying a barn has got a location of living in it. I only know one barn that's people living in right now, but I don't think he's there anymore, is he?
No.
Okay.
But now it says 424 locations, we have 468
Yeah,
garbage.
Yeah. so we know,
Some are being served.
we know that there's at least
Okay.
44 more than this.
Mhm.
We know that,
At a minimum, but
yes.
they're saying right now there's 203, so if I'm understanding you right, they're saying the 203, your township is gonna have to pay for them 100% because they're not eligible for any funding,
That's could be. That's what I'm,
right? Based off of our other conversations.
and so that's why I think you're being right in going for at least 25% participation. I'm afraid that anybody going less than that is not gonna get any funding on this.
Look, now Jessica had made a comment somewhere along the way, or one of these meetings made comment about this reconciliation of the GIS database with these numbers from the federal government.
Yes,
And that's a process that they were going through. I believe Lowry was going through that. Who was going through that? Somebody was.
Zach Schwartz was gonna do it first, but then we as a group have to fine tune it.
Exactly.
And if we take a number off, fine. If we add a number, fine, but the one we add don't count, according to Jessica.
Oh, that would not count.
That's right.
But we looked at cost projections for those added numbers.
Right.
So when we had the numbers that were generated as a byproduct of that work that was done, it included those additional E911 addresses.
When we talked about this whole thing, when Brightspeed talked about the bid that we got here for $3,474,000, that includes all
all,
627,
yes,
that's it, yeah.
okay. And so therefore, the breakdowns that we were looking at for the town of Forestville
Right here.
included them.
Yes,
Right, that's what you're looking at.
Right,
here.
exactly.
yeah,
So it should be per drop, we had talked about 5,420 per drop. I don't
Right.
know how the math came
But
out.
this was for the BEAD eligible locations.
well, these are our this is for our program, this is for our,
Yeah,
now, yours the last one you got there, I think you got the
This
same.
was from the last time, whatever,
Yeah, that's the last official one I got, right?
yeah, well, we have this.
Yeah, and so this quote of,
Here, Jason, I got it.
Yes,
the 3,474,671, that is the price, the latest price from Brightspeed for cost of installing 627 locations in town of Forestville. But I wanted to bring this point to you with how the new quote Brightspeed interpretation is on this FCC list. I didn't know this until last Thursday.
Okay.
so is that gonna change the 3,474,000 number?
No, that's not going to change. Now, the only way it could change, let's give some scenarios here. Let's say you as a board said, okay, it's coming up too high now. We didn't get enough money from BEAD program to do this. Maybe we should just go with houses that have residency in. And that we know is 469 or 468, rather than
629.
600, yeah. So if you do that, well, then your total price is not gonna be 3,000,004, it'll be less than that.
So this would be the total for the 629 locations.
That's right,
The E911
right,
locations.
right.
And therefore, the breakdown at 25% was, as I recall, that's what the Brightspeed was gonna put in that much.
Right,
And we were gonna put in that much as a town.
as a town, that's right.
And then there was gonna be the additional monies that we would get from the county when we apply for.
That's right.
that. And that's a separate item here,
And the county is gonna give you $25 per.
per location. Would they look at just the locations at the federal government level or the 629?
That was gonna be the next
That's
question.
supposed to be the locations that you decide what you want for dropping.
Okay,
And it's the money that they're quoting here, 15,000, is based on the 627 to 29.
it is,
Okay,
based on that,
Yeah.
okay.
so if we only said 400 hypothetically, that
The cost
number
would go
then
down.
goes down to whatever,
Yes.
it might
Yeah.
be 12,000 or 12,000
That's
instead of
correct, yeah.
15 or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
it's like a moving target.
It is,
It's very confusing. It's not fun,
no?
as you found out in trying to fill out that form. Okay, then getting on to other subjects then. You probably have some of this information, but just backup information is, we'll pass this to Tina.
I think we can see this.
This is a letter from Randy Nesbitt talking about if you're gonna go for a referendum, and the wording on the referendum is, you have a copy of that there.
Yeah.
And he recommends that you do not put in plus
Plus.
interest.
Right,
That's his reason, said he's not a big fan, because it's confusing, you know, if you say
it's true.
$10 plus interest, well, that really, you're probably already saying you're under $10, $12, so that's his statement on there. And then the next. If you don't want to go for referendum, here's Randy, I did separate them, you know. Let's table them. No, I guess this is the path one to everybody here. But Randy Nesbitt looked over, if you don't want to go for a referendum, Randy Nesbitt looked it over, and he says that, look over the language that's revised in this resolution, looks entirely appropriate for a situation that will not involve a referendum. I don't need to change anything, so. He's looked at both copies of the referendum.
I don't know what the
Oh,
first
so
page
this is
was.
different, huh?
Yeah.
Is that just the email he sent or something?
This is an email, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got my copy probably.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, there's two of them there.
Yeah, you got my copy.
this was, oh, these two were, this is with this.
Here, here's,
Is this the new resolution that they're recommending then, other than this one?
no,
Will not
that's it.
involve a
No, this is
referendum.
your decision. One resolution is without going for a
Oh, I see,
referendum,
okay,
one is going for a referendum.
okay,
And
okay.
then if you go for a referendum, you have to have that information into Jill Lau, our county clerk, by the 22nd of January.
Mhm.
Okay,
If we're going for a referendum.
that's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
I think you have copies, and the money you would fill out in either case would be what you have, the C 68,668. That's the. You're going for 25%.
Oh, where is that on here?
Now, this represents 25% of this.
So this one,
The 68,
the one that
Eight, six, eight, eight, yeah,
gave
6, 8.
us,
oh, okay, yeah.
But you're going for 25%.
so this one you gave us, Ruth,
Mhm,
assumes a referendum.
mhm.
The one Roy just passed out here is without a referendum. The question we really have to come up with is, do we want to take it to referendum? And that's, we really have to decide that tonight.
And last but not least, what you need to decide tonight is the money that the county is going to give you,
Right, that's
Per
a
drop.
separate.
$25 per drop. Right now it amounts to $15,650. Do you want to include that in your portion of the beat funding that you as a town want? Or do you want to put that in additional to the ARPA money that the county's gonna give you?
Well, when we looked at I know in the discussions that we had originally with the committee, there were some calculations that included the monies that the county would give us from their ARPA money. And that's this $15,650. And that's based on how much?
$25 per drop.
On that for 639 drops.
620.
That's what the
There's
15 is for, right?
yeah,
The 15,000?
yes.
Yes.
But you said we gotta make a decision if we wanna add this to the ARPA money. So there's ARPA money out there available besides the 15?
No,
that's-
that was county's ARPA. That's what the county set aside $180,000 of their ARPA money for broadband
Okay,
and to give to the townships
At the rate of $25
per
per
drop. Yeah,
E911 address.
yeah.
Okay, so the question is back to the referendum. Do we want to put it to a referendum? Or do we just want to do it as a resolution at the town board level? Now, when we look at what we as a town have done already, and we filled out, we talked about this last month, we had the survey results. They were overwhelming in favor of paying for it.
Right.
We had mailed out over 400 and some postcards, and we had a significant response. And then, because we've been working in conjunction with the ad hoc committee, then last month, we signed or completed the agreement already, we've committed already, to work with Brightspeed with that resolution we passed last month. Authorized creation of a public-private partnership to connect holding or doing business as Brightspeed. And that was signed and we approved that. So my question is, what would be the reason to go for a public referendum? If we've already gotten
Yeah, I thought we were
the
already,
survey work,
we were beyond that point, I thought, because that's why they allowed us to, with the survey, we sent that out. We got response back in favor
Oh,
of
yes.
going forward. That's why I thought we were already on to that level. But a referendum, that means, well, then we have,
it's a question of, would we as a town board just take this type of wording? In other words, this would then become our resolution
Right.
tonight. We pursued bids, we've already entered into an agreement. And we're committing ourselves, what this resolution is presenting here commits us to that 868,668.
Yeah.
However, we wouldn't have to, we would not have to borrow that money until we got into the implementation phase. And that, Roy, did Jessica give us any indication as to when it's, because that's not even gonna be, they're gonna enter into the bead funding challenge by the end of the year.
Yep.
We wouldn't see this money starting to flow until probably 25.
25,
And we wouldn't probably enter into spending that or borrowing that money until 25 or 26.
26.
Well, 26 would be when that money would have to be
Yeah.
borrowed. And that would be predicated on what we decide tonight.
That's correct.
And so in my perspective on this, and these numbers are gonna change somewhat.
And well, that's one of the things you have going for you is that if it is more than what you're saying, what you're gonna put down on the paper, you start over again.
Exactly,
Yeah, it's not,
exactly.
it's not you, that's not what you're agreeing to. As it comes in at $1 million that they want from the town, well, no, you're not gonna go. If it's less, well, hey, we take a look at it.
But if we say that we are resolving to borrow no more than 868,668 as a town, that's what we resolve to do, predicated on what we had in the way of responses from our query.
yeah.
So to that end, it would be my opinion that we not go to referendum with this. Because I feel we have already made a commitment. We've already got the feeling from the township in an overwhelming way. So to do it again, to go out again, you're just beating a dead horse.
Mhm.
Now, whether or not it'll actually occur, that's 2 years down the road, in all reality.
But with the cost of materials and labor in 2 years down the road, this number isn't really being locked in any way, shape or form. How would it not be more?
I asked that question, and Brightspeed is pretty comfortable with this figure right here. If you recall, we started out with Bertrand.
Yep.
They came in.
Oh, that was different.
Yeah, that came in low. And then when they came in this last time, they were way high this last time.
Right.
And so Brightspeed is pretty comfortable with this figure. Now, is it gonna change? I don't know, I can't predict that, but, that's the last I heard about this, you know.
I guess my sense is that what we've done up until this point, with everything that we've committed to at this point, these are the numbers that we got from Brightspeed. And they weren't, you know, there was a point in this discussion at which Brightspeed actually would probably go for more.
That's what we're hoping for.
Well, that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
And so therefore, if there's an escalation in cost in the process, as they prepare this BEAD funding, because we don't know how the BEAD funding is going to be handled, the process will be handled. That still is an open question.
I look at this.
Yeah, it is in my book as well. And Jessica Hatch says the same thing. She said, we don't really know. However, when I listened to that committee hearing the other day, you know, we seem to be in the forefront of some of what is going on. And so Jessica Hatch gets called on to, you know, present how we went about it in this county, you know. And personally, I think that we should commit to this as a board. And then we've already signed our agreement with Brightspeed. Let them then say we can get more if there's cost escalations or something else. They got tons of money that they've been pouring into this project. So this one, they didn't even hardly want to talk to us on the front end to the ad hoc committee. And they came in after the fact at the end and they said, wait a minute, we're the incumbent carrier.
Yep.
And so therefore, we've got all the permitting, we've got all the right of way, we've got all the engineering. This is what it's gonna cost. And that was half of what some of these others were going after. So from my perspective, we would be wise to stay with this. And if it does change down the road, then deal with it down the road. And let's see where Brightspeed really goes with this. Well, at any point, you're not gonna go redo that. You know,
So you're saying this isn't gonna happen for 2 years or?
Just in the planning, in the funding and grants.
yeah,
If we would pull the trigger and say, yes, let's roll with this.
yeah, just let's roll.
It's gonna be the process.
I don't,
So if we find out that it's gonna cost more and
Then we're not, we can stop.
yeah,
I guess at first, the first numbers we've seen, I had a hard time stomaching a board saying yes, even though you sent out a survey. Okay, this is just my own personal opinion. Now, as this has progressed through, and we have much better numbers, I realize they're a little volatile, but either way, we were talking $4 or $5 million. And now we're looking at, which the township was gonna pick up. That's a lot of money in my mind that you should absolutely ask. Other than a survey, which we did ask, you know what I'm saying?
We
And
did.
I agree 100%, and we did have lots of them come back, and most of them wanted that to take place. Now with the new numbers, and don't get me wrong, $868,668 is nothing to
no,
shy away from in any way, shape, or form. But in today's world, I don't know how a business or a home cannot get by without internet.
correct.
The elderly just trying to get medication and anything, when you've seen the pandemic go by, and you cannot function today. It's no different than power, heat.
Yep.
So I don't feel near as uncomfortable at that number than 4 or 5 million.
All right, but, and if you look at clay banks, and there's a different world over
Yeah.
there, I
Yeah.
understand that. And they said, we don't care if we get any money from
Yeah.
anybody, we're going it.
Because the
And when
people
they-
all
And
agree.
they already went for it. We have that same mandate, if you will, people want to go for it. So
Yeah.
to that end, you know, I would be much in favor of us doing this without referendum at this point in time. should things change and there's, more of a demand, and let's say Brightspeed doesn't get the grant monies out of BEAD. Let's say this thing all of a sudden takes a south turn on us a year or two down the road, then you go back and you revisit that. The board does.
There's going to be another meeting at the Southern Door Auditorium again,
In
March
March,
13th, I believe.
Yeah.
That's another meeting there.
correct.
You might want another meeting in this building right here for your constituents, a separate meeting. And again, at that meeting, you'd have Jessica Hatch here and John Cook and myself.
Right, but I don't think we need to go to a referendum.
How do you feel, Jason?
I'm actually ready to say we should go after this. We don't really need the referendum in this case. Cause I feel like we already reached out to the constituents. They, replied. The need is out there. Obviously, we need fiber optic. I mean, or we need a high-speed internet, not just fiber optic. We just need high-speed internet regardless. It depends on how you want to go about getting it. That's somebody else's prerogative at this point. But I believe that, we should be able to make a stand on this actually based on these numbers that we have. I mean, I think we're in a pretty good place to do so. So.
Okay. All right,
If we do not go to referendum, if we do not go to referendum, we don't have to pass anything tonight.
You should pass the resolution.
The resolution,
Yes,
yes,
and the money you can fill out.
yeah,
Yeah.
without the referendum question in there.
Yeah, you're just putting a new resolution in and forward that to Mr. Cook and so that he can forward that to Brightspeed.
Right.
Now, a little sidebar on this, other communities they're talking about 35% participation.
I understand that.
And this right here, 25 was about the bare minimum. And of course, Brussels right now, the chair said, no, I only want to give 10%. And I don't think that's going to cut it. The union said, no, we only want to give 20%. That may not cut it. Gardner's board approved 25% participation.
Yeah, I feel that's a reasonable place. There was also discussion about going up even higher than that, but I think we'd be better off staying with that 25%.
Well, with your next question that you're going to take up tonight, if you put the county money towards, not your portion of 25%.
But toward the overall,
That gives you another little percentage boost.
yes,
Not much. 50,
Yes.
you know, but
well, it's another 15,000.
Yeah.
So, and that would then be grant monies.
Yes, right.
And,
and if those 911 numbers aren't accounted and we don't put the full.
yeah, it could come down to cost.
Right, you could adjust some of them and say, listen, it's more important for us to have it going to a house than it is somebody's garage or whatever the
Potential.
case may be, right? I mean,
Well, this is gonna be fiber to premise, any business, any home, any,
right, but those E911s are the ones that is, they're gonna,
well, they may not have a structure. In other words, we'd have to put in a node to make it accessible to that potential.
Yeah, there's a number of parcels in the town of Forestville that don't have a structure on, but have an E911 address.
which may
Right.
then drop this and would help with a
Yeah,
percent increase
That's
of
correct.
materials or whatever, I guess is what I'm
Right.
trying to say.
right.
We're running with this and still should technically have somewhat of a cushion.
That's
I
right.
would think so, yeah. So I'd make a motion that we authorize borrowing and construction broadband without asking for a referendum. So I don't know what all you have to do to make this,
I think we're gonna have, you got the motion, if we can get a second, I think that's what's gonna happen, and
I'll
then
second
she
that.
fills this out.
okay?
All right, I have a motion that, we go with a resolution, not a referendum,
Mhm,
to borrow for high-speed internet,
mhm.
the $868,668. And I have a second. All in favor?
Alright.
Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, this will carry.
Do you have a resolution number?
It would be the first one this year, so
2024
dash 01
2024.
dash 01. No. Oh wait, that's this one here. It's a short one.
Need more than one, I don't know.
Yeah.
And Jason has one over there.
Okay.
And that's that 868.
Here you go, Ruth. You'll need more than one copy?
Yeah.
How many copies do you need?
2 is enough, I think.
You got a third one here, third one.
Oh, okay.
Or do you
I'll
want,
just put the amount in and then Kevin can sign. Oh, sure, I picked that one up.
or do you want to do that one? That's,
Oh, good.
I'll throw that one in on the website or one of them,
Yeah.
Sure.
because we do have to get that.
As she's doing that, this ARPA money, I believe that we should not add that to this. This should be a
Don't Kevin
separate
assign
one
the
for
number?
backup for us.
That money should come into us.
Correct.
You only have
For
to the
the-
third one.
correct. So I think we're saying, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're saying. It's no
I
different
don't wanna
One,
take,
two.
I don't wanna take that number off of this number.
No,
No,
not
Kevin
now.
sign this one
Right.
too.
Maybe down the
Give that one
road.
to Larry.
Right, but that gives us some options down the
Right.
road.
You wanna put
The
a,
question I have, Roy, if we take that $15,000 from the county, it's the county's ARPA money,
that's correct.
and we would get it toward broadband. We would then put it into a broadband account.
Right.
Would we even get it, or do they
I
first
don't-
give it to us once it's,
I think once you might be paid directly to the ISP for Brightspeed. I don't know how that's gonna work.
Okay, we don't have the clarity on that,
But
but you're right.
so-
I don't want to take it off of that.
okay, because I think that's gonna be the next question here,
yes,
of what we're gonna do.
so that would be put in form of a motion.
Yeah.
Right, but we're talking about it before we get to the motion.
You want this on, Larry?
That's fine. Yeah, then that's when will be,
Okay.
okay.
So what we did is we did item B, the resolution 2024-01,
Yes,
to authorize the borrowing for the construction of the broadband internet infrastructure. This is
Right.
done.
right.
This will be yes, this is what we did.
Mm-hmm.
So item A,
Was
we,
no,
we decided no.
correct.
So now we are, I know I'm jumping over C here because we were, no, decision regarding available ARPA funds. This is exactly what we're after.
Yes.
Item C. So do you want to make a motion for what we just talked about?
No. Is that this grant one? Let me pass. Make papers.
Let's see, where the hell is that at? No, that's another one. Hang on,
Broadband
Is it
grant.
this one? Is it the broadband grant?
yeah,
This is that.
That's under the red. That's a different one. No, that's different.
So the referendum question is done. That can get out of here.
Door County Broadband,
Yeah, Door County Broadband Grant Program, correct?
Yeah. Here's the application. All right. And this guy. Now, there's the grant program. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the grant application.
That's where the county,
Yeah,
get the county's portion.
and I don't know, Ruth,
Is that-
Where's the question asked on this application?
Is
on
that
how
this
we wanna
letter
do
that you're talking
It isn't.
about?
It's not, I didn't see it on there. It's
I
just
only
not.
printed, oh, you have one.
Yeah. Do you
This
need one?
letter. Yeah, you have it.
I've got one.
well,
Here as
this
well.
was their.
Does Larry have two of
Larry's got too many of them.
them? Cause I don't know that Ruth, oh, do you need one, Ruth?
I have one. I have
Okay.
this one, yeah.
Yeah,
But is this what you're talking about, Larry?
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Okay. And you have it. Okay, you all have it. Okay,
I had that.
good. Okay.
I had this one.
Now that's what we're talking about in number
Right,
C,
That's
right?
this guy right here.
So the question is, line item number 3 on number 2, question 2, right? The town of Forestville, if you see that, $15,650,
Right.
which is ARPA money, $25 per drop, based off of the E911 numbers. Do we want those dollars? We want those dollars as extra money besides what we are borrowing to go on top for fluctuation and have a little bit of
I think that,
movability.
okay, I think if we make the application to the county and using their form and their suggested wording, there's some suggestions in here.
Yeah, it's all filled out for you,
Huh?
man. Yeah,
We have to, because we also have to make a statement that, we will be serving Southern Door Fire Department. And, there was another,
county park,
a county park, the county park and the Anapi Trail.
yeah, well, that's for that.
Yeah. So there's wording that we have to put into the application that would include those two elements according to the application. The question is, this $15,650, we apply for that grant monies, and whether they then send it to us or send it to Brightspeed, or what are we doing? We're making an application to receive that monies as a town.
Well, if you wanted to go towards the application, you just say towards a BEAD funding program.
Okay,
If you want to come back to your coffers, you would say towards reducing the town's project cost.
I see that. Okay,
Just those two words.
and we're on this application form.
On this application, do you see
Grant
that on the
uses.
application?
No, it's not, you put that on there.
So it's like two separate things we're trying to do?
Yeah, well, the question, you're exactly right. You're trying to make an application, you're trying to tell them where to put the money, give the money to. And right now, I hear you, sir, correctly, you're saying you want it towards a BEAD funding program. No,
Right, which will allow us then to add that monies on top of the 868.
that's right,
Correct.
So we would really want to do number 1 is what we were trying to say.
that's correct.
Yes. So does the town want to use the available money and put it toward the funding program? And it shows then a stronger monetary support toward the project.
Yep.
That's exactly what we want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we need a motion to do that?
Yes.
I make a motion in answer to this broadband, that we go toward the BEAD money, number 1, on this
Toward the BEAD funding program.
BEAD funding program, correct?
Yes,
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
So there's a motion on the table that we go with item number 1, with the BEAD money. And I have a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. So now in question to this, Roy, does Ruth need to do anything, or is that just a
Oh, no.
follow-up question
Oh, no,
to
no.
somebody and then fill this application out and mail it?
I'm gonna follow up with this question that you approved it by motion to John Cook.
Okay.
But Ruth has to follow up with that application.
We have to
This
complete the application.
So once she does this, the county automatically will then know from the committee that number one is what this township wants to do.
That's correct.
Correct.
Okay, I just wanna be clear there and how that plays out.
And I'll be asked that question several times by,
And we should
And
get the
Larry-
complete,
I might have you review this because I'm not understanding everything.
oh, it's no problem. It's just like a simple thing like ARPA.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, he knows what that.
Or the
ARPA
Sam's,
fund
or
is
the
doing.
Sam's.
Okay, so my
Yeah.
question is, what if the village doesn't go with,
They're a
They're their
separate
own.
municipality.
okay,
You know, by the time they're done pecking around with all this, they're gonna get it by default,
oh,
because they got a hub sitting there,
right,
right? So all of us have to get to this hub. Well, what is left? I mean, you're already, there's nothing gonna be done. I mean,
I was just thinking of the fact that our fire station's sitting right in the village, so then if we're, yeah,
We will supply that.
but, and it already runs there, cause
Yeah.
it runs
Yes,
past
it
my
does.
house.
Yeah.
It runs right to that hub. You're
Yep.
sitting there dead
Yes.
with conduit. If they
Yes.
don't like that wire, we just shove another one through.
Yep.
So it isn't like this is a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
deal. Century already paid for that.
Well, they bought the whole infrastructure, not all of that fiber is usable. This
So-
is gonna be built out new.
Right, but I'm just saying, I
You're
mean,
right.
you know, the
But they
tubes are
have the
there.
right of way, they've
Yep.
got the infrastructure, the engineering, they know what's gotta be done.
So,
who's supplying all that fiber optic? Is that like Owens Corning or something like that?
Some of it, yeah. It depends on where they can get it.
Right,
That's a big challenge.
so item D, Door County Broadband Grant Program, is that separate than the decision we just made for
No,
the ARPA
that's
funds?
it.
That's kind of, they go hand in hand, correct?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
we're trying to get a handle on this BEAT program. We've been through 2 sessions of it now, and I'm always getting more information every time,
It
like,
changes.
well, yeah.
It isn't
This
even-
list,
Yeah,
FCC list.
it not as just changing, I think it's evolving.
How big of a deal is that to get that thing corrected on our and slash
It's
county
going
part?
to take some effort.
Get, with, according to Hughes Ettle, who worked on it for Sevastopol, you use the list from assessor's roll, that Ruth has, and that shows you the valuation, they didn't get improvement property. Well, we have that list, we have a great start just with the garbage list. That's, the only thing that's missing on the garbage list is the businesses and the other places, like this place here, your place. I don't know, how many places do we have in Maplewood? that are
We got a
businesses?
bar,
Yeah, bar and, well, Holly's outfit, that's, she would have a.
you mean from the
Yeah,
40?
garbage,
Yeah,
But it'd be easy enough to check. It's not a crazy. number.
That's right.
yeah, it's simple,
But, and,
but it's gonna take effort.
yeah, and there's a couple new houses being built, I hope.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, there are.
So,
I would hope. There's one across the street from you.
I never watched a house being built before in my life. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's quite a project.
The overseer?
No, no.
No?
Just watching-
Walker?
I mean, there's other locations that we would have to consider,
Yeah,
that are not homes. You know, I question, well, what about our public lands on which we have a tower rental?
A what rental?
yeah,
yeah, tower,
that 2-acre plot there,
At our park,
that park.
or,
our
yeah,
ski hill,
yeah, our sledding,
sledding hill.
our park, yeah.
The old time, I hope you guys increase the rate, I hope you increase the rate for that pretty quick. That was a second,
Then somebody I know signed us up upward 10 years.
okay.
I said stick it to them.
Yeah, you did. I do recall that.
Okay. HayGov and website update.
Okay, Hey, as a side note, to hey Gov and a site update, our website's been updated. We now have a snowy picture on it. We had some question on dog tags right at the first of the year. That got resolved. And there was a bill that came through. You paid that online, did you?
No, we send a check.
Yeah.
You sent them a check?
Mhm.
Okay. But that was for
Isn't
the,
it?
That was last month. I
no,
think.
No,
Was it
that
this
was
no,
month?
this
no,
month.
no.
Oh, it's
Cause
been
Cause
a
I
while.
sent they sent a reminder of an email saying it was
'Cause it's
overdue,
been
and
a
I
while.
sent back saying that it will be at our town meeting on tonight and it'll be in the mail
Right,
tomorrow.
and
I thought it was said.
they request that you make that payment online,
Oh, here it is.
online if you can, or whatever.
I can make it online if I need to. We can just.
Really
we can-
appreciate your business. Please make payment within 21 days. And then on this notice, there's a place for you to make that payment. This is the proration of the upgrade to the Rackspace, from Rackspace to the Google email. And it was until August, at which time then our whole thing comes due again with the website and all of the other supports.
Do
So,
you wanna make it online or can we just send the check?
Oh, there it
well, I guess you can send a check.
goes to Madison.
There's somewhere in here, they made a note in here.
It's money, I think.
Here, town web would prefer payment using their FreshBook portal.
At first, the state will say they never got it. Then they'll take your check in cash.
Oh, I don't have that.
This was the one that was sent.
Yeah, and I just got one
A reminder.
Like 3 days ago or
Right,
so.
because this came in on the 28th.
Yeah,
This came in at the end of the last month. So if you go on to their portal, FreshBooks, you can make that payment online and you won't have to have, well, we already got the check cut. I think you
You're
can,
dressing up like it's cold.
no, I think all you'll need to do with
Thank you.
that is,
It reminds me
I
of the
think you can
grumpy
take
old
a
man
picture
fishing.
and send that. to them on that portal.
See you, Roy.
You wanna do this?
take a picture and send it on the portal?
I believe either that or void the check and do it on the portal, or take that check with you.
I'll take it and I'll decide if either I'll.
Okay.
You figure out how to get that to them.
And then let me know what happens.
Yeah. But that's basically
Do you
the
want
process.
this?
No, I can get that off of the.
Okay.
keep that
And as a
with
side note, yesterday I received a notice that my email was being disabled from Rackspace. Right,
me. Okay,
I should have answered it and said, go for it, baby, because there is nothing there. So, work continues on a couple of things, and I know, Ruth, we have talked about this in the past. After tonight's meeting, tomorrow, I'm going to try and get together with you. Are you available
Oh,
tomorrow?
tomorrow, not in the morning or later in the morning.
So why don't you call me when you're available? And then we'll-
10:30 or something.
Yeah, what we'll try to do is we are working using the clerk minutes
Oh,
function
that's right, okay.
to generate the minutes. We've sampled that a couple of times.
Mhm, mhm.
It was ridiculous early on.
Yeah,
This last time it
it was
was
pretty good.
quite good.
Mhm.
The only piece missing was
The
the
names.
identification of the individuals.
Mhm, mhm.
And so therefore, by tomorrow morning, I will have
That's right.
the audio recording.
Okay,
We'll take the agenda as it's been posted. We'll take the audio recording, and then we'll do it at your house
okay.
with your system,
Okay.
or at least maybe I'll bring this computer
Mhm.
and we'll do it at your place so that we can see how it works on your existing internet connection.
Okay,
And let's see if that clerk minutes function works. That's one thing. So we're going to be using the feature that will help to generate the minutes
mhm.
using AI. And secondly, we talked at the past about breaking down the periods of time rental of by room as opposed to by the whole town hall.
Mhm.
So if some had a organization wanted to use the large meeting room and somebody else wanted to use a small meeting room, the same date and time, they could. If they wanted both, well, it would just be one rate. But, I have not pursued that, but I think we need to.
It hasn't really happened yet,
But there's
but
question.
they're,
There's
right,
inquiry.
yeah. They would say, oh, somebody's using, well, we'll do it a different day,
Yeah,
that happens, yeah.
Because normally I would think they'd want the big room.
Yeah, I would
normally
think so.
they do, but then there are
Room's
groups
pretty-
There are a
that
couple
just
that
meet.
use
Oh,
this.
really?
little-
Just
There
meet
is?
here.
Yeah.
The sanitary district being one, they don't pay anything, but that's still here.
Right, right.
Not here or
And they
there.
never let me know when they're gonna have their meeting.
Right,
It's usually on a Wednesday, so. it
Right.
isn't too
but
bad.
I think that that's the kind of stuff that we
Mhm.
wanna accommodate, because if we can accommodate different points in time for rental,
Mhm.
that then generates additional revenues.
Yeah, because there is a small 4-H group too that will use this room once in a
Only
while.
uses this room,
Mhm,
yes.
mhm.
So, and
Okay.
if there's other small groups or people who wanna meet,
Mhm.
then this would be the place to do it.
Mhm. Okay.
So anyway, there's work that continues on, and, I'm pleased with the support that we've been getting
Mhm.
from Town and Web.
That's good.
Well, this is a lot easier to work with than the last one, so.
Oh, for sure. That's all I have.
Alright. Road work, there's not much to report there, other than the roads are snowy. Everything is in and we were just waiting for the powers to be to find out if we're gonna get what we asked for. Item number 14.
Can I add, when we get this icy stuff, is it possible to just them automatically come down our road?
I'm gonna talk to him about that,
Okay,
yeah.
cause I mean,
was
for as
terrible.
much traffic that goes down,
Right.
it's from the
Well,
time it starts till after it's done, and it just turns to glare ice.
because you got the,
Well, we got all the employees
the
coming down, you got,
vehicles,
yeah,
And the heavy trucks,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
so
got
down.
my
milk
question
trucks
with
and the
that
cab trucks
is,
and the-
and that's why I was asking, when I'm asking him to do that, I'm assuming from here down Mill to you, the entire route, right? Do they come back the other
Kind of
way?
across this way too.
so I think they go up to the highway. I don't know if they come from the highway down, or if they come from and they go this way. I don't know how they come, I guess.
Mill Road is a priority road.
Yeah, usually the snowplow will go this way and then it cleans the corner and then it goes further up and then it comes back.
But that's Old Elm Road,
Old
it's a
Elm,
town road, and
Yes,
it's not a priority road.
It
right.
should be.
But that's
though.
what I would ask them to
Yeah.
do, make that a priority road and please put some, I call it salt, but it's really more of a sand mix or
Mhm,
whatever,
mhm.
that
Yes,
Yeah.
I
it's
just,
not.
What our priority roads are, Stone Road, Mill Road, Salona Road. Is that correct?
I think so. What about Maplewood Road?
Is it Maple Road?
Maplewood should have been, I know it used to be,
It used, I
because
think
the
it
fire
used to be.
department always wanted it that way.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Old Elm, right? You're on.
Old Elm, yep.
Yeah, and we should add Old Elm.
Mhm.
Is
Even
Maple,
just
well, I
that small
guess
portion.
the first question to ask is, what roads do you consider to be
Because Geyer
priority
really
roads?
gets plowed a lot, with a lot of gravel or salt or whatever. And then they get to the corner, turn around, go back down Geyer, and then Maplewood Road sits there with no plows on it at all, so.
Oh,
So that's a big question, what
yeah.
are their priority roads,
That's really the question.
right?
mhm.
What are they? And then what roads do we want them to be?
Correct, that would be my next question.
Yes,
Mhm.
and so therefore Mill Road and Stone Road, obviously, are two of the key roads. Salona Road and Maplewood Road and Elm Road.
I understand why Geyer
Okay,
does
Old
get
Elm,
hit though.
Mill, right, and are we saying all of Mill as
Oh,
a
yes.
priority?
Oh, that's
It
priority,
was,
yeah,
yeah.
because your fire department comes up and
Okay,
down that, yeah.
Even the school buses.
Yeah, school
I mean,
buses, yeah.
They're just,
Mhm,
it's a busy, it's a road.
Busy
travel-
road.
traveled
Okay.
road.
so I have Old Elm, Mill, Stone. Which other one do we want to make sure is on that list for
Well,
priority?
Salona, is Salona the one?
I don't know. I don't
So when
know.
you say Old Elm, are they gonna take Old Elm like
All the
from
way?
all the way, like on the other side of the
They won't
highway?
have
No,
to.
from the,
They
no,
don't have to.
no.
That's
from
why I
the-
wanted,
Just so
no,
they
that'll be my
understand
next
that.
question
farm.
once I get the list, because
Okay.
he's gonna say from where to where.
Our
Yeah.
highway to the farm.
from 42 down.
Because I know like when on Geyer, there's that hill that drops down, that drift comes across. That's why they keep going down that because
Is
it drifts.
Geyer Road, priority?
I think it is
It
actually
may well
because,
be.
yeah, because of that big drift.
Yeah, it
Otherwise you
will be.
can't pass that road at all
Yeah.
because it completely closes right up.
Right.
Okay.
So,
So let's get what we want as a
Yeah.
priority list. Old Elm, Mill, Stone. Geyer, are you saying?
yeah, because Geyer then
Yeah.
connects to S, so they can crisscross across from county to county, or county highway to county highway, yeah.
Okay, so
Or
now I
state
got
highway.
Geyer. What's the
Old
next one?
ass.
Yep, exactly.
Maplewood.
Maplewood.
Yeah.
Any other ones? Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to think what else is out there.
I think that's it.
Right? Old Elm,
Mhm.
Mill, Stone, Geyer, Maplewood.
Yep,
And when I tell them priority, I'm asking them to make sure that they're not only plowed. As,
salted or gravel or.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, some traction.
Sand and
master
gravel,
stuff.
yeah.
Bum.
okay, will do.
Thank you.
All right. Payment of bills.
Everybody saw the bills?
I did.
I did look at them. And I'm just gonna, where do they start? They're from streetlights? Where are we?
It's usually by the phone, it's usually by CenturyLink,
Century Tel,
whatever it is. Right speed, it should be now.
Where is it?
1120?
1120. Okay, yeah. Are we gonna change that to Brightspeed?
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Just a question. I mean, you know. Okay. Now, you got something in here. Oh, it says print broadband postcards. That 116 is broadband expenses. It's not postcards. Right?
That's when you printed those postcards that you sent out in the mail.
Mhm. Yeah, that was for printing the postcards.
Oh, those, about the
Broadband.
meetings.
Yes.
About the public meeting. Okay,
Yeah.
yep, got it. Never mind. All right. So those were December through the 18th. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
A second time.
All right, I have a motion to pay the bills as
Presented.
presented. And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. All other matters authorized by law. Zoning committee members.
I had talked to Monica and, I think she would stay on as one of the members, but I think like Joanne Bungle is still a member. And I know you had mentioned that maybe Jan would be on the
Yeah.
committee.
Jen said that she would go on the committee if they needed her.
And I know Jason was on it, but you're always out of town. Yeah, so it's up to the board if you wanna.
Well, Jan obviously is my wife, that's Jan Gillett. She deals with the zoning and understands it pretty much inside and out on a weekly basis, so
Oh,
that's, to her, that's like.
Well, yeah.
Very easy to deal with, but. for me, not much.
So currently we have
Joanne Bungle, Monica is more of the head of it, and Jason was
Right,
was on it.
three of them.
Mhm, mhm.
And what we would do is add Jan.
Jan, yeah. I'm not sure about Joanne if she wants to stay on, because I know she's, pretty much at home, homebound there with Bill. But I think she does get out quite a bit too,
Well, I think she had input, she
Yes.
worked with Monica on
Mhm,
stuff
yeah,
we've had in the past.
Yeah,
It's not really been real
active.
active, but
No,
boy, when it
no.
is, it is.
Mhm, mhm.
So I would be in favor of naming Monica and Joanne Bungle
Mhm.
and Jason and Jan.
Does Jason you wanna be left on it, Jason, or?
Well,
do
I'd
you
like
just
to
think-
actually be getting off of that if that's possible.
Well, we could replace you with Jan.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, was that too soon? I mean,
That's fine,
Did you
Jason.
need a little time to think about it?
Obviously not. So I
Here's
would
my
make that into the form of a motion.
You better make the motion, Jason.
I make a motion that we,
Appoint Jan, yeah.
Joanne Bungle, Monica Nelson, and Jan
Jan Gillett.
Gillett as our
Committee.
zoning committee.
All right. You got a second?
I second that.
Okay.
Okay. I got a motion and a second to keep Joanne Bungle, Monica Nelson, and Jan Gillett as the zoning committee members, and Jason would like to be relieved of his duties there. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, that will carry. All right, any other matters?
Just no, not other matters.
Okay.
Next one is the announcements, the Towns Association, but Kevin and Larry and I would be going to the Rock Garden then.
Right, to the
Okay.
Rock Garden on February
Yes.
16th.
For board of review mainly. There are other things, I think, too,
Yes,
about
there are.
roads and.
Yeah, there's a couple of,
Yeah.
there's several things. There's this thing on this inventory that needs to be done for, they'll be talking about that road, bridges,
Yeah.
bridge inventory.
Anything under 28 feet is nothing more than a culvert, basically.
Well, sort of.
Friday?
Yeah, this,
This is Friday.
Is it? Yes, it is, yeah.
They had this stuff listed in
And Jill has
here.
an appointment that day too.
District meeting. That's the meetings, the agenda. And this agricultural grant program, agricultural road improvement program, shared revenue, small bridge culvert program details, options, what we have to do. And part of that is an inventory
Of what we
of
have.
what we have.
And I'm wondering, if we don't
Is that
do
something
that
that
at
we
some
would-
point when we do a road inspection, just take a little bit closer look at some of those things and.
Possible, depends on what all is gonna be required for that inventory. And we're gonna end up having, I think, to discuss that, because I'm not sure what that inventory process is going to be from the Department of Transportation. So it's conceivable that may be a place we would want to employ somebody like Bailey.
Mhm.
I don't know. So that just as we'll learn more about it at this Towns Association.
We have like
meeting.
two stone bridges yet in our town.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And where are they at?
one's on Rosewood and,
That one's been there for a long, long time.
Yeah, well, no old
that was on Forest Road.
Forest Road, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
South Forest
yeah,
Road?
South Forest Road. Those are the two stone bridges we had. The rest of them, I think, are big culvert pipes.
Mostly.
Yeah, so. But they need to be looked at too, because they could be getting rotten and
Yep. Yep.
so,
But there's others, I'm sure.
yeah.
I can't recall all of them. We've looked at a
Maplewood
couple.
Road's got like three of them
Yeah.
on Maplewood Road, so.
So there's several of them.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We're gonna have to figure out what's required you know, what is the state gonna want from that? Then how are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it, the town board, a road review in the spring or whatever? And the only other issue that I got with regard to roads, or that piece of it, is that, dip on Old Elm Road between Mill Road and Highway. Now with the
That's bad.
ice
yeah.
on there, and you go over that thing, and somebody come over that thing with a load and they'll lose it there, they're gonna be off the road upside down. I don't know.
Upside down. Can you imagine like something being upside down?
Duh.
It's already happened.
We're
I can quite imagine it.
laughing with you, not at you.
Our insurance company probably hated us this week.
That's just a place that's,
I mean, there should be a sign there if it's not gonna be done or, fixed right away, don't you think?
Well, they're not gonna be able to
they're
fix
not
it
gonna
till
do
spring.
nothing now.
No, there should be
Oh,
a
we haven't
dip
done
sign there or
anything with it?
something maybe, because it
Oh,
is
it is
dangerous.
getting
Yeah, but how are you gonna keep that sign there? It's gonna, they're
I
just
know.
gonna, it's gonna fall over in the wind.
Yes, it is.
It is, it's awful, I know, it's
I know,
awful.
That one bothers me.
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay,
Even like a four-wheeler or something, go through there, they'd be flying off.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't care whether there's skunks, critters, or what have you. It's a hazard to.
All right, item number 17, discussion and items intended for future meetings.
Okay, I have one more question. You have your Towns Association magazine.
Someplace.
Stevens Point is going to be the Towns Association convention this year, this coming year in October. Okay, they started taking reservations for rooms today at noon.
Oh,
So who's going?
I generally go,
Mm,
because the convention's tremendously.
Oh, a lot of information. And I got a call from Joanne and from Beth. They both booked rooms. So she says, Ruth, we booked rooms, you're coming. So I don't know. So there is I would room with them, but I would have to know to call in.
I would be
When is
planning to
it?
go.
What,
It is.
It's in October.
October 6th, Sunday, October 6th through Tuesday, October 8th. And this is
I
in
asked him,
Stevens
Stevens
Point.
Point, I
Yeah.
got a speeding ticket.
Jason, you get speeding. Never mind, I didn't say anything. It's the
You can
6th
always
through the 8th, right?
cancel, right?
Yes.
You can
Yeah.
cancel, you would better have to book
Yeah,
it and
yeah.
cancel it if you're not going.
You may not make more than 3 room reservations under your name, so, but if I do go, I would just room with Joanne, or I know Amy is going to.
I'm not going.
And that's in Stevens Point.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not going.
I'm out.
yeah, so,
you can put me down, I'll go.
okay, Kevin and Larry.
Did you go this last year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
There's a lot of
Getting
good,
the
lot of good
roads just-
information. A lot of good information in this stuff.
yeah,
Are they gonna give me a confirmation number?
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right, too. You said you had a problem with that.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I think, yeah, you waited about 3 hours to get in.
Yeah,
We waited an hour to get in too.
not at Stevens Point.
Not Stevens Point, no.
No,
Where
that
was
was
it
at
last
the
time?
Dells.
At
Oh,
the
it
Dells.
does.
They
They
just
must have
didn't
got,
have,
they must have had a lot of complaints that they moved in.
that could be, that could be.
Well,
And
we've
yet
been in
it's-
Stevens Point before.
Mhm.
And
yet the Dells is, I mean, they've got the room and everything. I mean, it's really,
Where
really
do they
nice.
have it at Stevens Point?
they have it at the Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn.
And, I don't know,
Yeah, a lot of,
you
Yeah.
got less, I'll tell you what, you have a hell of a lot less walking.
Yeah.
and see all these hotels that are listed here, some of them are between 2 and 6 miles from the convention site, so.
You wanna get the one that's there?
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
If you can.
If you can, yeah. Mhm.
On our March meeting, I will not be here. So I don't know if you wanna move it or if you wanna leave it and I
Okay.
just don't come.
We could, it doesn't matter to me.
Either has to be before or after. It can be either one, but
On the March meeting?
Yeah,
That's so far away.
not really.
That's right.
It's normally supposed to be the 18th, and I'm gonna be gone that week. So you can do the 11th, or you can do the 25th.
We get back to this month.
I would have to check what's booked already, I don't know.
Or move it to Tuesday or whatever, I don't know.
What are you saying, March?
Yeah, so I'm gone from the 15th of March until the 23rd.
Yeah, you wanna pull up the calendar?
I'm
and maybe
trying.
tell
I don't know if I
what's booked,
can.
So are you thinking you wanna do it the 11th or the 25th?
Or you can do it, I mean, you can do it
could be
anytime
Tuesday,
that,
Wednesday,
yeah,
Thursday, it
you
doesn't
can do it
matter.
anytime that week if you want.
I
just-
know Wednesdays usually.
Thursday
aren't
probably
booked.
wouldn't be a real good day to do it, but. But we can if we need to,
Well, you said you're leaving the 15th.
yeah.
And you'd be gone till the 25th,
And you're
23rd,
saying
23rd.
March,
Okay.
February, March?
Mhm.
You have, let's see, you have, town board is booked for the 18th, and
Is there something on the 14th?
No.
For the 13th,
the 13th is open.
Broadband meeting, there's a 13th at Southern Door High School.
That's the
Oh.
public hearing
Mhm,
meeting.
Right,
That's not on our calendar.
no, that's the heat,
That's the heat.
the
Yeah.
thermostat on and off. on and off,
So,
you know.
Clicks that loud?
Mhm.
18th, you have town board, and the 25th, you have East Maplewood 4-H.
How about
And
the 14th?
Is open, that's a Thursday,
Mhm.
yeah. So would you wanna change that to the 14th? Let's see, what does that look like on my calendar? That would work.
It works for me.
And you make that on the 14th. Okay. Yeah, that would work. Because that 13th is that public broadband meeting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At 6:30, correct?
mhm.
Yep.
Sure, okay.
And we're going to keep our regular meeting on, the 19th of February, right?
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
President's Day. Monday the 19th.
So February 19th will be the next one.
Yes,
The 19th of February, and then March will be on the 14th.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. That will work.
Okay. Discussion on items for future meetings, anything right now? All
I
right,
don't think so.
item 18, next town board meeting is gonna be Monday, February 19th, 2024, 6:30 PM. Item number 19, adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All right, I have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, meeting is over.